Hey everyone, it's Dylan and we're back again for another week here in the shop. We've got a pretty busy week ahead of us here. We're going to be working on the legs for that big, the burl table. So now we're working on that solid walnut base I talked about. You're going to see us cutting it on the CNC and finishing those pieces as well. We have a giveaway that we're going to be announcing at the end of the video, but you're going to see us making the giveaway piece in this video. And then for the end of the week on Friday, we've actually got a delivery scheduled. That's just going to be this solid black walnut table. We've got no epoxy in that table, so it's a little bit different, but I think it should go really well in the home we're delivering it to. So I hope you guys enjoy this week's video. So you just saw us, Brad working on the CNC to cut the half flap in the big sort of X base or cross base, I guess we're calling it here. And we just got the joinery all assembled here. So we did the lamination so that the wood would go horizontally, and you can see that the wood grain actually lines up on all of these joints going all the way across. So that's what we were going for, and it worked out, so that's very cool. Next up, we'll be taking this apart, finishing it, and then once it's fully finished, we're going to assemble it. The reason that we're finishing first is actually so that we don't have to go into all these corners, and we can just finish it as one big piece. So behind me right now, Spencer and John are working away on these two maple burl slabs. These are actually for the Marriott. So when we went down there, we talked about doing this sort of end match table out of maple burl, and it took us a while to find the maple burl, but we did. So they're from the same tree. We're gonna flip them like this. So that one will actually be rotated in the end. But you can see they're very decayed, so it's going to be really nice with the resin, and it'll be in a hotel, so lots of people are going to get to see it. Then behind me right here, this is one of the coffee tables when we did those two coffee table pours a couple weeks ago. So this is the lighter, smoky gray one here with the figured walnut. And then over here on the table is the one with the silver resin. So this is also black walnut, but just silver resin in there. They're very similar. Basically just the resin color is the biggest difference. And then the last thing that we were working on finishing is the legs for our big burl table. So here's the joinery that we've got cut. You saw us fit it together. We got to get a couple more coats on this, and probably in next week's video you're going to see that burl table all completely assembled. This is the frozen piece. This is the top. This is the bottom here. You can see we have our brand on it. It actually turned out amazingly. You could see the resin is very clear. There's no discoloration. Well, as clear as a metallic could be, but there's no discoloration. It wasn't soft. It dried at the same hardness, and it polished up good. So we're actually very surprised at how well that worked. So now it's time for the giveaway. We did a YouTube giveaway not too long ago, so this is actually going to be an Instagram giveaway. If you guys want to win, you're going to have to head over to our Instagram. It's at Black Forest Wood Co. All you're going to have to do is tag a friend in the comments and follow Forge53, because Forge53 is actually the company that supplied the base for this project. So in these next few clips here, you're going to see us working on the table and how we actually made it. For this piece, we actually used kind of an iridescent colored resin. It's really hard to see right now as it's still sanded, but you'll see once it's finished how the color really pops. First thing we're doing is we're cutting it down to size on the panel saw here, so just trimming off those excess bits on the edge to really fit the size of the base. Then we send it through the planer just to actually match the thickness of those bits of metal that are sticking up and gonna poke through the top of the table. And then after that, we take a router, we router out most of that notch, and then we just take a chisel into the corners to really make everything square and perfect. And one thing that you'll notice here in the video is that Spencer's able to chisel out the epoxy almost as easily as wood. So that's kind of a good benefit of working with the casting epoxies, is that you don't have to use different machinery or tools to actually work with them. It's basically the same as wood. So then once we got the corners chiseled out and everything sanded up, we're putting the first coat of oil on it. And for this one, like every other table we do, the first coat we always go with the 1101 extra thin, just because we get way better penetration, better water protection, and all around it's just a more durable finish that way. Beside me here is our giveaway piece. So this is something we actually poured this table a long time ago at one of our expos. I think is when we were releasing our Black Forest resin. So one of the first pours we did a lot of testing before, but one of the first public pours we did with our product, and it's got the notches on the side for the metal base. So we're gonna try and get this finished up by the end of the week, but it's not quite there yet. It's just got that first coat on it. All right, so the giveaway table is all finished up now. I think we might need one more coat, but it's basically done. We got the leg set up. Boys are gonna lift it on here. Let's check it out. Big reveal. Nice. We are on site right now for a delivery. We've got that live edge table in the back of the truck. This is the one with no resin. It's got black steel legs, so we're gonna get this lifted in, unwrap it, we'll screw the legs on, and we'll show you guys what it looks like when it's done. Kind of thought it was gonna fall.
Let's just get the cinders here. There. This is so cool. This piece of wood is so organic to go with this funky light they got.
We got the table in. My dad and I got it delivered. This is a little bit different than what we usually do because it has no resin at all. So we left all the cracks completely open and just sanded them. Makes it very organic. That's what my dad was saying. It's like a nice organic look in here, and it's got kind of a neat light fixture going on above it as well. So we're pretty pleased with the way this one all came together. Well, that's it for this week's video, everyone. I really hope you enjoyed everything we had going on in the shop. Again, don't forget to head over to our Instagram to enter into that giveaway. It's going to be posted already by the time you're watching this, so make sure you get those entries in. We'll probably keep it up for 1 week, just so you know how much time you have. And next week we've got some exciting things going on as usual. We're actually going to be playing around with some flood coats on some of our tables. So instead of coating them with oil, we're going to try and do some epoxy top coats on that and kind of explain the process and the best way to do that with the different products. But I hope you guys enjoyed this, and we'll see you next week.